Time is like a flowing river. From the moment we open our eyes to the world, we are swept into its current. From this moment on, the great river of life carves its course. We wade into its waters, trying to navigate its flow, choosing our direction, shaping our journey, placing each moment with careful intention. The laughter, the connections, the places we rest along the banks. Each decision made as if we might pause the current, as if we might hold the river still. In youth, the river feels endless. The flow slow and gentle. We drift easily, believing there is always more ahead than behind. But as the years pass, the current quickens. The banks narrow, the waters grow deeper. At first, the change is imperceptible, a gentle stream becoming a steady flow. But soon the river rushes forward. Its pace is beyond our control. We try to hold on, to shape the journey, to guide our course, to gather what matters. In the earliest years of life, time is an endless expanse, a vast, boundless plain stretching beyond the limits of comprehension. It exists, but it holds no weight, no consequence. It is simply there. But as the years unfold, something remarkable happens. The infinite becomes finite. The abstract takes form. Forever condenses into a finite point. Then, at some indiscernible moment, the balance shifts. The horizon ahead grows shorter, and the past stretches longer behind you. More and more, your gaze drifts backward. Not just to what was, but to what could have been. Not just for the life you lived, but for the life that once seemed possible. Nostalgia is a curious thing. On one hand, it is beautiful, a testament to the moments that have shaped us, a reminder of life's greatest joys, but on the other, it is a masterful illusionist, carefully curating what we remember, concealing the mundane, the difficult, the unremarkable truths of our days. Every stage of life carries its own weight, its burdens, its worries, its monotonies. Each day is filled with both light and shadow, with joys and frustrations woven together in the ever-moving tapestry of time. Yet nostalgia does not play fair. It sifts through the past, preserving only the highlights, while quietly discarding the struggles, the routines, the countless days that have simply faded into obscurity. And so, when we look back, we see only a story half told, a past that appears simpler, brighter, untouched by the anxieties and burdens that once made it whole. In life, it is not merely what we observe, but how we observe it. The richness of life is not found in some distant, perfected version of itself. Life does not march toward a singular transcendent moment. It ebbs and flows. It is here, it is now, unfolding in the quiet churn of ordinary days. A vast collection of small experiences, punctuated, if we are fortunate, by a few defining highlights. Yet the greatest loss is not in the absence of grand events, but in failing to see the fullness of what is already before us, to overlook the simple, fleeting moments. To seize the day is not to do anything differently, but to see differently. To recognize that this moment is the only one that exists. Youth is among the most precious gifts in life. Once it slips away, it can never be reclaimed. But wisdom is something we can still gather. We may look back and see the mistakes of our younger selves, the moments we failed to appreciate, the time we let slip through our fingers, yet all is not lost. For even now, in this very moment, we are the youngest we will ever be again. And with that knowledge comes a choice: to lament the past or to embrace the present, to see with clarity what once eluded us, to recognize the value of now, and to make the most of it before it too becomes a memory. In the grand journey of life, every experience, no matter how ordinary, is finite. There will come a last time for everything. A last embrace from your mother or father. A last visit with a friend. One last quiet evening beside your partner, sharing warmth together under the covers. A final drive, a final step, a final time you laugh, cry, or feel the simple miracle of breath filling your lungs. And if you could, in that instant, knowing it was the last, you would long with a force as great as the birth of stars to do it just once more. The only answer then is to see each moment for what it is, precious, fleeting, and irreplaceable. To live now fully before these ordinary moments become the memories we would give anything to relive. But you will not be able to relive them. You cannot. The river does not flow backward, and the waters that have passed will never return. If there is one lesson to be learned with age, it is this: to accept and embrace life as it is, not as we wish it to be. The grand and the ordinary, the sorrowful and the joyful, all part of the same great current, flowing ever forward. In this life, the river will take many turns, some gentle, some treacherous. You cannot always control its course. But what you can control is how you navigate them. Fear and doubt may whisper that the waters ahead are too rough, that it is safer to drift, to let the current decide your fate. But to surrender to fear is to let the river dictate your journey, rather than charting it yourself. Within this flow, we have choices: to recognize that struggle is universal, to embrace life as it is, in all its light and shadow, rather than longing for an idealized past or fearing an uncertain future. To understand that each moment, no matter how small, is part of something vast and fleeting, and above all, to take hold of the present. To step forward with intention, before the river reaches its final bend and disappears beyond the horizon. Because one day, sooner or later, it will.